Okay, today we're going to start working on these shaved door handles. We got two right side by side, but they are different sizes. This one here is about 1.5 inches bigger than this one. Works really cool that we're shaving both of these at the same time, because we can tack this one, then we can come over and we can tack this one, then we can tack this, and we can kind of cycle around so they don't heat up the metal too bad. So what we're going to do is I'm going to grab some 3-inch masking tape, and we're going to tape this over the top. Now I do this when I still have the door handle in. Reason being is when I tape it, it gives a little bit of support in the middle to keep this tight, so that when we make this pattern and we transfer it over to the sheet metal, it's as close as it can be. If you take the door handle out and then do these patterns, you just have more grinding, because then you're not as exact. So this is what we're going to start with today. We're going to shave the keyhole, the door handle pockets on both of these. And then I don't know if tomorrow maybe we might do the license plate pocket. The gas door, I have to actually drop the gas tank to cut out that gas door. Reason being, and I'll share that on another video, I got to move the gas tank down because we got to cut a hole and relocate the filler neck so that we can still put gas in this while we're under construction. So when we get over there to the gas door, we'll actually be removing the gas tank. And I had another subscriber that wanted to know what the plumbing and everything looks like underneath the gas tank, so we'll show you how to do that too. But I'm gonna go ahead and get started here on this and show you how to make these patterns and transfer it over to some sheet metal. Alright, I'm gonna try to make this video, I'm gonna try to get this video under 10 minutes, just because people get real bored if the videos are too long. So basically what we got to do here is just take your, let me get this hair right. You know, it never fails when you're trying to record something. It doesn't work like you want it to. So always overlap. You want to overlap the old tape, the first strand of tape with the new strands. And then I'll push down the middle first. The reason I think this is so important is you want this as tight as you can have it, so that when you cut this onto your sheet metal, you know, it's a lot less work for you to trim and fit. I mean, if you can just have these stamped out, and you can buy these, you know, from a factory. You can just buy these plugs and just have them, you know, already form fitted. But I always like to make my own, more so because I know that it's exactly perfect. And I've also seen some other people, they'll shave the door handle and they'll just cut a square right here. They'll just cut the whole thing completely out. What I found by doing it that way, you take a lot of the rigidity away from the metal, because the fact that it's bent, you know, you can see that this actually has a bend in it. It gives it a little bit more strength, so when you go to tack in your new filler plate, you have more strength because you have a rib, you have an edge right here. As if you just cut a square, like I've seen some people do, and then just, you know, have a filler plate that's cut in a square, you lose a lot of the strength, so you get a lot more warping when you weld these into place. And it's really tough to get these in without welding, without the welding process, you know, warping the metal as it is. And so if you make the metal even weaker, I don't recommend it. And then I'll just take the edge of the marker and just kind of drag along the, I mean, you get the idea. So you just kind of drag along the edge so you know right where the edge of the metal is. And then from there, what I'll do is I'll just take a razor blade and I'll just cut it like this. Now I've already cut these to exact, so you might see that I'm not right on the line. I've already cut them. I'm just showing you for video reasons. I did it a lot more exact. So basically what we do is just make this little pattern. This is not working out like I want it to. So we make this pattern, and then we're just going to take it over to the metal and transfer it over, and I'll show you how to do that. Alright, we transferred it over here to the metal. We're just going to take a magic marker and just trace on the outside of the masking tape. Pretty self-explanatory. And this way you have a template that's almost exact. There will be some trimming involved, but very, very minimal. And so then when we start to cut, we'll cut right along the edge of the black line, but if you still see black, then what we do is we just trim it with the grinder until the black is gone. Then you know that it's right where it needs to be and it should fit perfectly. You can see that I've removed the door lever. This is all that really consists of the door lever. It has two 10mm bolts and two rods that have to be disconnected. These rods have like little speed clips on them, but you just basically lift those up and then just kind of push. Sorry, you just lift these up and push. Then it's also got a key cylinder. This key cylinder right there, it's just got a little clip that you just have to pull out, and that's really all there is to getting these out. I'm going to kind of spare you with all the details of removing it. Alright, what I'm doing here is I'm just doing a little grind and fit. I mounted my grinder to a vise, so it's just a little easier to control. So I'll show you how I do this. What I've done, I got my plate, I kind of fitted it in, and I know which direction's up. I put a little bend in it, so you can see it's not totally straight. And then I'll just hit it with a little black marker and just kind of trim it till it fits. Okay, now I'm just going to use a little 40 grit on my die grinder. Okay, I got these plates done. Just wanted to kind of show you. This is what it looks like when you do it perfect. So I built this. It's got just like a 1/16 of an inch, if that. So it's just a perfect custom fit. And then also on the keyhole. So they came out really nice. So I'm just going to tack them in. I'm going to start here. Then I'll go here. Then here. Then here. And you just want to go back and forth. Now on this small one, you want to tack here, 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 and here. And then, because you just got to be careful because this one's small. It could warp real easy. But there's the passenger door, and here's the slider door. They are a little bit different size. I can pan back. This one's a little bit bigger than this one, but this one will be on another video. So I'm going to show you how to tack this in and get her ground down. Alright, we're done tacking this in. We're going to obviously come back and re-stitch all this up, but I just wanted to kind of show you guys on this video the process and how this is going to actually pan out. Even as hard as we tried to keep our heat down, we still got a little bit of warping up here and just a little bit right here, which is kind of normal, but when I lead this in and I'll work this, I'll pop this back out, it won't have any problems at all. So alright, that's all there is. All we're doing tonight for this 4th of July weekend, so we're basically going to kind of just take a break on the van. We're going to be doing also this door and the passenger or the driver's door. Same thing. We'll have about 7 or 8 different videos up on YouTube showing how to do this whole process. So, hope you guys enjoy your holiday, and we'll share these videos with you so that you can have what you need. Please write down in your comments like what you like to see. Probably our next thing that we're going to start on this, we're going to shave this right here. Let me show you. We're going to shave this slider door, but we have to get some hinges for the side here before we do that. But that'll probably be our next video on shaving. This we'll have to make a whole template for as well. But anyway, kind of look forward to the new videos. They're going to be kind of hit and miss for probably the next month or so. Now that we've got a lot of the bodywork stripped, we've got a lot of the shaving done. We're waiting for some parts now. So basically, it's a waiting game. You know, when you're building a custom car, you got to make sure that you have time to just wait for parts to show up. We're waiting for our corner lights. We're waiting for our hinges. We're waiting for some air suspension stuff. So when that stuff starts coming in, then we'll start cutting things out and grab the plasma cutter and we'll start cutting out the frame and doing those things that we need to get all the air suspension mounted up. But until then, we'll see you guys in the next video spot.